Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a puzzle today by Katie Splendor. So it was her birthday about a month ago, and Sudoku wrote to us to tell us, and I think we shouted her out on December the 2nd, but he also sent us a puzzle by Katie. He said it's not too difficult, but it's really, really good. So I'm going to have a look at it today. It's sort of, I don't know. I was going to say I think it's normal rules for thermos and German whispers. I'm not sure what these lines are. I will look at the rules in a moment. I don't know what they are yet. But first of all, quick mention of the marvellous The Hobbit Sudoku Hunt by Blobs. Competition until the 20th. Just go to our Patreon. You do have to pay a couple of dollars a month to get involved, but there's so much content there, it's well worth it. And if you want to have a go at Blobs' incredible 19 puzzle Sudoku hunt, absolute masterwork, then please go to our Patreon, where there's lots of other content. Of course, there's all our apps, which include Thermo, Killer, Line, and Domino Sudoku, as well as the new Fog of War Sudoku. And of course, starting to do a video induces hiccups for reasons that cannot be explained scientifically. Also, of course, we have merchandise and SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, but the first link under the puzzle is to German Beetles by Katie Splendor. What a splendid name that is. I don't know if it's a real name or a pseudonym. Anyway, the rules are these. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. That's what they mean. Now, every pair of digits on a green line has a difference of at least 5. So the difference of 5 between those means they could be 1 and 6 or 1 and 9, but not 3 and 7. White dots separate 2 cells with consecutive digits in, difference of 1. Black dots, if there were any, I don't see any black dots. There's black dots mentioned on the file, but there aren't any. Don't worry about them. 2 cells separated by an X sum to 10. 2 cells separated by a V sum to 5. It does say there are no negative constraints in the rules, so don't worry about there aren't any. That means that these cells could sum to 5, sum to 10, or have a difference of 1. No problem. Digits in killer cages add up to the number given. Thermometers, along a thermometer we increase strictly from the bulb to the end. And the thin grey lines without bulbs are palindromes and read the same in either direction. Okay, those are the rules. Give it a try. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. Let's see how easy this actually is. Right, these 14 cages in both of the boxes where they exist are digits 5, 9 and 6, 8. The one on the X can't be a 5. And that seems very symmetrical on this Beetle too. Now, what else do we have left in the box? We only have 1 high digit. So this group of green cells needs a high digit in each pair. That must overlap in the corner. That's a 7. That has to be surrounded by 1 and 2, which are the only digits that it is allowed to touch. And then the other 2 digits in the box are 3 and 4, and the thermo tells us which way around they go. So I assume I can do exactly the same down here, except, well, no, not except anything. We're on the other end of the thermo. It seems fine. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Now we can't have 5 on the green line because 5 has no possible neighbours in green. Now that can't be a 6 because this isn't allowed to be a 4, and that's the same there, because of the X effectively. So I'm taking 8 out of those cells as well. These digits are indeed 1 or 2, and the X connects them to another 8 or 9. Those are the same. Those are the same. I shouldn't have left 4 digits up here. I think it's 9 I get to remove. And this is 5, 6 or 8. So on the white dot, what are we looking at? Since it can't be 7, if it's odd it's 9 or 5, if it's even it's 4 or 6, that was more than I wanted. This V is non-symmetrical. apart from the white dots, it's the only lack of symmetry in the puzzle. Oh, we've got a 1-2 pair as well. Right, I'm going to tell you something about this cell. Oh, I'm going to tell you something very easy about this cell. It sees the 1-2 pair and it sees 4 and it also sees 3. So that has to be a high digit. I'm going to write in 7, 8 or 9. Now the reason it couldn't have been 6, and the first reason I thought it couldn't be 4, was because these digits would have to be the same digit then. 6 only has one possible neighbour. But that is 7, 8 or 9. These are low. And can't be 4 for the same sort of monogamous reason. Now that digit is going to have to be a 3 now because we're going to alternate high, low, and that 3 is going to be surrounded by an 8-9 pair, and this cannot be 3, so it must be 4, which fixes this as 8, this as 9, this as 7, and this really is filling in quite quickly now. I mean, this is not too hard. Nice introductory puzzle is how I would describe it. That is a 5-6 pair now. We've got 1, 2 and 8 left to place in the top row. This is 7 or 9, but wait, 8 looks across at 9 there. So this white dot is a 7. These are where 3 and 5 go in the row. That 5 is looking across here. Lets me complete everything in a chain round here. 6, 8, 2, 8. Can I do these yet? Yes, the 5 lets me do them. 6, 8, 2, 8 as well there. That also gives me 1 and 2, and this is a 9-5 pair like that. 5 is sitting on a white dot with 4 or 6. Now, how do we get going on this, which must follow all the kind of principles of the others somehow? If I look at that digit, yes, that's going to do it. I'll just correct a 1, 2. We've got 1, 4, 2 and 3 all looking at this cell, so this must be high. Let's start by saying it's 7 or 9. This is low, 1 or 3. This is high and must be 9. So that must be 7. I can complete the cage. This now has to be 1. It can't be 3 anymore because of the 7, which must have a 2 around it. This is 8. That's 3. That's 4 and 6 to complete the box. This is now 6. I can't put 8 on a V, so I'm putting 3 there. And I mean, this is a very nice flow to it. These digits are 1, 4, 9. That's a 6, and those don't have 1. So these ones are also 1, 4, 9. And I should have been able to finish off the remaining cells in box 1. These are 1, 6, 7 by elimination. 5, 9, 3, 4. These are a 5, 9 pair. 4 and 3 here. 1, 6, 7. Now we've got palindromes here, and we can immediately see what digit overlaps from those two cells. To read both the same forwards and back, these two must be the same, and they must both be 1s, and I think that's actually the case here as well. And that's all the 1s in the grid once we put 1 in the centre. There we go. I can take 1s out of the pencil markings everywhere. Now, that 3 and 2 are looking up to the top of the grid. So I can probably do the same here. 3 is looking across from the right. It's not quite the same going across. Now, that can't be a 9 because this can't be a 1. So that's probably the final disambiguator that we need. And everything else will just follow from Sudoku principles. And the puzzle, you've got to admit, hasn't been that difficult. I'll be quite interested to see what times people are recording on this, because it isn't going to be slow. 9, 5, 4 and 9. I mean, it might be slow for some people, but there will certainly be experts who breeze through that and are delighted to get an easy one on the channel occasionally. Oh my goodness, 4,500 people have done that in the half year it's existed. And I think that's a measure of how approachable it is, but a very interesting puzzle nonetheless. So thank you very much for watching. I hope, let me know if you are interested in occasionally seeing relatively straightforward puzzles on the channel, which are I mean, they're often very good as introductory numbers, and that's the point really. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.